All right. I want to talk about why you shouldn't take everything you read in the scriptures at face value. Now, I'm not going to call the scriptures a complete fraud, but I believe that a lot of the stuff you read in there, unless you really know with certainty it's what it is, then you really can't assume anything. As far as some of the things that you read about there, like fasting, this, that, and the other. When it comes to fasting, there are moderate ways to doing things. You see, some of these entities enforce harsh, strict fasting. You see, on certain individuals, I believe, like myself. But at the same time, these same entities, remember, they play the duality, so you can't really trust them. You can't really um, rely on their book. In case you didn't know, the 66 book canon Bible is associated with Babylon, okay? Meaning confusion. So there's no guarantee that if you fast to achieve something, that these idiots are gonna honor you, because you can't trust them. Again, they play the duality. So if they tell you to do something, or the scripture suggests you do something, or you feel inclined to do something, thinking you're gonna get a result, you need to check your expectations, because remember, these entities will go the other way, trick you and say, you see? So these entities want to get you to destroy yourself by taking up certain ways that they're not willing to honor in your favor, you see? Because they just not built to be one and like yourself, you see? They're in a different agenda. You see, they're Masonic, okay? Illuminati, that type of garbage. So they have a whole separate agenda. You see, you have nothing to do with them. You see, so like for example, I was reading the book of Daniel, whatever, and some had pointed out to me that I'm that being, and probably someone else, Loki, right? And I can't. Okay, let's say Daniel was starved, right? I was reading the scripture, and that's the impression I got, that they starved him. Kind of what I'm going through now. They starved this individual. They were trying to starve him, have him starve for whatever reason, maybe to honor him, maybe try to get his chakras open or whatever. I think that's probably horse crap. I think what they were trying to do was trying to starve him to kill him, because it says that one of the patriarchs that you read about in the book of Revelation, smaller frame patriarch, he was sent probably to help him out and tell him, maybe, hey, you don't have to do this. Or maybe Daniel got tricked into fasting, or maybe they put him through dire straits on purpose to try to eliminate him, because he was on parole as a human, I guess, kind of like what I'm going through now. So anyways, yeah, so I read, that he was going through it. He didn't anoint himself, wasn't washed enough, fresh enough, wasn't eating anything pleasant. So they were starving him, or having him go through like a miserable diet. If you read the Gnostics, that's what it says, that some of these angels enforce Nazi-like diets, and that's why I always make fun of them and call them out of their names and stuff like that, because they're the religious mind, the religious sect, right? That's outdated, and they're the ones that can't adapt or adjust to the new agreement ways, you see? So anyways, they were starving Daniel, and I think one of the patriarchs was sent to probably give him word about something, but he was withstood 3 weeks. 3 weeks, and Yeah, he couldn't get to him for like 3 weeks. I don't even think it was one of the patriarchs. I think it was probably another angel. Some say it was the angel Gabriel. Might have been the case. I'm not sure. I really don't know. It might have been Gabriel, one of them. I think it was Gabriel. I'm not sure. Or it might have been one of the Christ patriarchs. Who knows? But anyways, so they had Daniel starved. I think they either tricked him into starving himself, or they were starving him. Maybe both. They tricked him a little bit into starving himself, and then they tried to starve him out. Maybe once he picked up on what was going on. And I think that's what I'm going through in these end times all over again. Excuse me. So we got the same scenario, I guess. So they're trying to repeat something that already took place. You see what I'm saying? But that's the way these entities think. They're not going to change. They're retarded, spiritually. They're stuck in their ways. That's why we call them Old Testament Pharisees and Sadducees. They can't adapt to the new agreement. They don't realize that the old agreement is done. It's null and void. You see? They don't get that through their skulls, through their heads. The new agreement is much higher in ways of being and stuff. So anyways, so yeah, it's Daniel was sent the messenger, and he was withstood for 3 weeks. Coincidentally, that's the same amount of time that he was, fasting, or being forced to fast, or being put in a position where he has no choice but to fast. They were trying to starve him out, probably get rid of him, whatever. So anyways, yeah, and you have to add one and add another one, and then you get the result. You kind of pick up on what was going on. So yeah, it says that he was withstood for three weeks, Daniel's messenger, by the prince of Persia, whoever that was, to another angel, Edomite Michael, who was sticking up for this other messenger so he could get through and deliver the message to Daniel. And I think they didn't want to let this other individual through because they either wanted to get rid of Daniel or they wanted him to finish his fast. So yeah, they were planning to do something to him. You see what I'm saying? I'm going through the same thing now too. So you can't trust the Bible if it's got 66 books. You see what I'm saying? There's no guarantee that these entities are gonna honor you or will honor you. So I'm not looking for any help or aid or sympathy from these entities, you see, until there's a guarantee that they're willing to honor me in that way, you see. Because Daniel already did his 21-day fast, you see. He's got his 21-day fast already. He's got his 21-day fast. And for me to try to finish the other half, again, there's no guarantee that you could trust these entities, especially in these end times. Only a fool would. And since we're in the end times, and we're dealing with a circle or a lane of duality at the top, you really can't trust anybody in these end times because a lot of them are cutthroat. So anyways, what I'm trying to get at is this: if the end times are all about judgment, right, and self-defense and uprightness, then you're gonna have to let these individuals that operate in duality, you're gonna have to let them fall into their own traps. You see what I'm saying? You're just gonna have to keep going and walking in faith. And it mentions something in the book of Daniel, that Daniel's got one of the messengers I don't know whoever that was, angel or not, one of the patriarchs or one of the Anglos. He mentioned something particular, said that Daniel had his own God, right? Daniel has his own God, so everybody has their own God. But the thing is, we don't even know who our own God is because we've been lied to about so much shit, you see? So when somebody tells you should worship them, this, that, and the other, you need to question them. You need to find out and be for certain that that is your God, because we've been lied to about so much, we don't even remember what's what and who's who. So I'm not saying we're excluded, but you know, we're partially not responsible for not wanting to follow any entity or deity or agreeing with any one of them if they've been acting less than stellar for the longest. You see what I'm saying? And the contracts are up, right? The Old Testament contract is up. We're free. We're not bound to the God of the Old Testament, whether that Most High is Satan himself, whether that Most High entity is Nimrod, whether that Most High entity is some other God, who knows who. I am, whatever. And as far as the new agreement Christ goes, there was two, and there's being more raised up in these end times. So we don't even know who the real Old Testament God is, and we don't even know who the real New Testament Christ is. Because I read, and there was a whole kind of fuckery going on in the Old Testament and in the New Testament by this same overseeing entity that created all these other gods to kind of cause confusion. That's what it is, Babel. That's why their whole system and structure and order is based on Babylon. Babylonian gods, and maybe even at the one at the top is Babylon. I don't know. So you just gotta, you know, be on your shit, stay alert, try to find out who's who and what's what. I do know there is a savior for that, you know, extended salvation to humanity. But another thing is, I don't even know if I'm human, Anglo, fallen God, little g, or what the hell am I, because we're lied to about so much. So I consider myself a free agent, not a rogue guy, but a free agent, you know. Body, even though these archons created this body, you know, it's done, you know. I have legal rights to it, you see. But they operate in duality, so I think they want to cheat the system, you see, legal tricks. But if that's the case, you know, we have legal rights to condemn this place, daughter Babylon in the United States of America, one of these Babylons, to unjust courts, you see, because what you're dealing with is an unjust court system of duality, and then we have another one that deals with uprightness. So how can there be new heaven and earth if things are going to continue the same cycle? And they say, oh, let's just have a new heavens and a new earth based on the same system over and over again. I think that's what they want to do. That's why there's a verse that mentions that heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away. Not one jot or one tittle will pass away from the law until all things are fulfilled. And everything is not fulfilled. There's a whole lot of other prophecies that have been removed from the scriptures, you see, that need to be fulfilled. Like the things that you read about in the Apocrypha. Okay? Yeah, you got stuff there. Things that you read about in the Apocrypha, and not only that, but things that you read about in other ancient writings, pseudepigrapha, apocryphal, extra canonical, and extra biblical texts. You see? So yeah, so for those that are trying to, you know, get away with something, how can you lay hold of a continuous cycle without yourselves getting judged in some type of way? So these individuals that are planning to play dirty, to do dirty, they themselves will get dirty at some point. You see, meaning they're gonna get done dirty. You see. So I don't know what they're planning to do, And by continuing the cycle and having it repeat itself, they're only endangering their own household. You see what I'm saying? Their household of wickedness. So they're handcuffed either way. You see? So there can never be a new heavens, plural, a new earth, or indwell it uprightness until these individuals that have a dualistic mindset, that want to jump to the dark side when they need an advantage, and then jump to the light side, pretend to be good. So how can they be good sometimes if they want to use darkness to achieve something and then jump to the light side to portray to be something? They cannot be dualists. They're more like 2/3 darkness and 1/3 light, you see? And that's what you got, those that worship the dark side of a moon, like I think your 13 realmers, that, you know, that's why you get the archons. They observe the first visible crest that represents 1/3 or maybe a small fraction of it. So these archons are falling into their own traps, you see? The diamond, the corrupt diamond that they represent. And they know that in order for them to execute their agenda, they're going to have to lose a lot of their top men. So, their top archons. So it's not like we're just, you know, they're just jeopardizing humanity. They're also endangering themselves, their own gods and stuff like that. And the ones that they're supposed to protect. You see? So they think they're getting over. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. The hell with all that shit, man. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to talk about that real quick, because there's a lot of stuff going on that we're not being told. And yeah, as far as trying to level up, do this and do that, no. Remember, the end times is all about truth and upright sound and righteousness, okay? Meaning not what's right or left, but meaning what's correct, okay? Correct, proper judgment. And not to judge others to hurt them or condemn them, but like point out certain things to them, that type of stuff that they're going off on, you see? Stuff that the others need to correct. So anyways, you can't really take anything, you know, you hear to heart, or anything you read, because deceptions are everywhere, you see? Those that deal in duality, or that are more darkness and light, maybe don't mean to be this way, but they operate in that way. So you really can't vibe with them, or you shouldn't vibe with them. You shouldn't try to gain anything from them. You see, we're under the new agreement. These Old Testament heads are stuck in an Old Testament type of way and mentality. You need to understand that. You see, so all these angels, even if I say, well, I am a fallen angel, or not really, they consider me a fallen angel. Really, I'm a redeemed angel, free agent, but I cannot sign with anybody yet until I know who's who and what's what. And I'm not even trying to sign on the winning team. I'm just trying to figure out who's who and what's what. You see? So they're going to pressure you and scare you into joining the wrong team or the wrong idiot. But anyways, so yeah, I mean, yeah, I might be like the only angel, or one of the few angels that is from the Old Testament, it's from the ancients, that is able to adapt to the new agreement. You see, to the new agreement, meaning I'm more adaptable to I blend in more with the new agreement, the New Testament, and most of the ancients in the Old Testament can't make that transition. A lot of those angels, like your Michaels, Gabriel, Uriels, a lot of the high level ones too, we don't know what kind of abominations they're committing and doing. So there's a lot of stuff, you know, we're not being told the truth. So I don't know how long it's gonna take before everything clears up. You see, only those at the top know for sure. You see? So it is what it is. That's why I keep saying we're the real Christ. And Christ just another name for Krishna. We're the real anointed ones. We're the real anointed ones. Not even an anointed one. Because like I've been saying, there's a realm without a king. We're the real anointed one. And anointed ones, please stand up. We're the real Anglos that are upright and are more adaptable to the changes of humanity as they continue to evolve and move forward. Well, they stand up as well for them, and I think I'm one of them that's standing up for them. Whatever I am in origin, you see, I'm in a human body right now, and I don't consider myself any greater or any less than anyone else. There's spirits out here though that are taking form, this, that, and the other. So we'll see what happens, what the agenda is. I don't know what they plan to do, but I know a lot of the characters you hear about in the scriptures you really can't trust. So I'm saying not even myself. That's fine, I understand. But you know, it's those that have the power that are the first most responsible, you know. So yeah. Yeah, Babylon is everywhere. The whole world is Babylon, okay? Not just America. I know some of them want to get rid of America. To me, I really don't care about this world. Those that want to stay here behind for 1,000 years or just whatever they want to do, that's fine. You could do that. I don't want to stay here. I either want to go travel and see the cosmos, or I want to go to the eternal realms. I want to get out of here. You could give me a handbag full of money right now to enjoy some time here. I don't think it will take me a whole year to get tired of the earth. It'll probably take me less than 12 months to say, okay, you know what? I'm done with this soup bowl, Esau's earth, false reality matrix, as real as it feels, and you know, as good as it gets and is. You know, it's just, I don't think it's for me, man. You see, I feel like a fish out of water, or like a bird without wings, which, right? I feel like, you know, I could chill here, but this is not my home, you see. No, it's not depression or anything like that. I guess something just deep within me just tells me this isn't for you. I don't even think it has to do with healing energy. It's just that, you know, I carry the truth with me everywhere I go. And, you know, that helps me see what the ancients are going to do as far as their ways go. Because the ancients want us to forget that they messed up. They can't adapt to the new changes. That's why they're putting a lot of individuals' life at risk. They're cowards, you see. They're the ones that should sacrifice themselves, not their children. You don't have to put your children at risk. If you're the one that's having trouble loving others and having trouble loving yourself, or having trouble adapting to the new agreement, and even beyond the new agreement, just adapting, period, then you're the one that should, you know, put your life at risk and show your kids that you're an example, you know, just like some of us. Because a lot of them at the top are cowards because they're not used to the low vibrations and the stuff that they have to deal with down here, you see. So they got to jump and use host bodies, and they're scared. You know, these spirits wandering around. Sometimes they manifest, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're given bodies when they're not tweaking their technology. I mean, it's pathetic. But anyways, will the real believers please stand up? Will the real Christians, whatever you call yourself, whatever religion you're from, period. I don't even discriminate. I'm not trying to unite world religions, but whatever religion you're from, Islam, Buddha, Shinto, whatever, please stand up. The elect from all religions, please stand up, that are fighting against evil or stupidity. What's evil to me? Retardation, meaning you're spiritually, morally retarded. You're not all there, okay? And you don't know how to make things right. You're a baby loon. That's why they call them baby loons, you see? Looney Tunes, you see? It's these idiots. The dumber they are, the more dangerous, like this brother Noshio said. I think he had one of the spirits of the ancients in him. So anyways, that's why I'm all for going up. And I don't know, maybe not everybody has to go up, but certainly those that others want to take up with them. For America getting judgment, look, man, I have different ways of executing judgment. Everybody has their own methods, but it's these cowards that want to let the innocent get destroyed, and they go up to the cherries and get out of here. Like the universe can't get melted. Like, are you serious? So you could destroy America, But I don't even know. What if some crazy shit happens where just the universe gets shut down? The universe, the Mother Earth's a separate entity, okay? They don't have no contracts with heaven, okay? The matriarchy has no contracts with the patriarchy. That's what they've been fighting, the males and the females. So the matriarchy has no agreement with them. So if anything will get damaged, it will be the universe. So if you plan to go out there, any ladies, you know, your ass is getting destroyed. So I'm gonna stay right here. I'm willing to stick up for the matriarchy, but look, I'm not. If the matriarchy needs to get the ass whooped too, then they're gonna get exposed and they're gonna catch some judgment. Maybe not severe, but they're gonna put their asses into slavery too, and maybe some of the patriarchs go into slavery too. I don't know. Have your kids look after you or something. I don't know. Those in the cosmos that are doing evil, you're gonna get your ass put into slavery too. Those in hell thinking of getting away with something, manipulating stuff from there, you're gonna get your asses whooped too. So, will the real upright Anglos stand up and put in some work? Okay, that's what I'm looking for. I can't do anything. If I had the power to do it, man, believe me, I would take action right away. So I gotta do these stupid little videos right here. Try to learn from other brothers stuff that I probably knew and forgotten. Not to mention, I gotta deal with my own cleaning out process because I felt I was going a decent path, and then I had to deal with these stupid Olympians that kind of got in my way, and then I had to take a few hits, and I felt like I'd take a few steps back. But it won't take me long to get a few steps forward right away, right where I need to be, get back with the ancient order, because it's about turning the hearts of the sons to the forefathers, the hearts of the forefathers to the sons. It's getting into an orderly arrangement. So I got to take a few steps back. Maybe I had to take a few hits. Now I got to get back on track. As far as getting divine goes, man, look, man, I can't do something that's out of my power. But I do know if I'm one of these ancients, you know, it's done. You see what I'm saying? I'm back again. Not here for punishment. I'm one of the upright. As far as who I'm gonna make an agreement with, I don't know. Whoever the real anointed one is, because they have power to play all these head games. I can't really tell who's who. So I'm just trying to stay true, but to the right ones. And so far, I see a lot of stupidity going on. So I really can't trust what I'm seeing, what I'm watching and listening. Because I know some people are still stuck in the old ways. They need to adapt to the new ways. Some of them are clinging to the old ways for insurance policy, meaning they have like a sword, a spiritual sword, the law, this, that, and the other to help them out if something goes wrong. Excuse me. I get it. Okay, I get it. I get why he's clinging to certain things. There's nothing wrong with the law. But I'm just saying you need to transcend all of that. You see, to me, the law, it has to do with exclusivity. It's just like an agreement to some of your overseer, or the overseer that oversees everyone is giving you that agreement personally for you because that fits you best. But at the same time, there's so much manipulation at the top. They're doing so much infighting. We really don't know what's what and who's who, you see. So I'm still struggling with finding out who I am, why I'm here. And there's also others that are probably wondering the same, you see. As far as getting divine goes, I don't know, man. I can't trust you cannot trust these entities. I'm telling you, they play with duality. So somebody that's above these gods and this ancient order that's stronger than them, or that can sort this out, needs to come through or come holler at me and figure out what agreements we could make. But you know, they got a lot of deceiving spirits, so I really don't know. I really don't even know, man. So, you know, hey, we'll see what happens. This is when things get like this, that's when you gotta go to the primordial creator, the source of all existence. I call him the source. Contemplate on it, meditate on it, because a lot of these ancients, they just out for themselves and they're just looking to keep a grip on things. So you gotta focus and meditate on the primordial source, meaning the first entity or divine being, the conscious of creation, whatever it is. You need to find out more about it, because these entities are determined to keep humanity away from that. And these entities know what they're doing. They know who they are. So it's my job to stay with the prime creator. Some call him, I call him the primordial, meaning the first being, the first conscious, the first mind, the first everything in existence that is trying to help me out because everyone else is just trying to, you know, wreck me, ruin me, hinder me, this, that, and the other. So I don't know what's going on. I see these spirits of these ancients, you know, jumping in and out. They rig the matrix. Another thing that they do is they rig the matrix. They manipulate the matrix. They it's like putting a cartridge in there and it's rigged to play out certain things, certain events. It's like a movie, like a tape. They could put like a cheap tape, a VHS, a DVD. Well, over here they got the Blu-ray, the new stuff. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. As long as these entities are trying to oppress humanity, they're falling into their own traps. You see what I'm saying? They're willing to sacrifice some of their old creation just so they can stay at the top. But what are they gonna do when it catches up to them? You see, they're gonna make a mistake. Trust me. They're playing with fire. Some playing literally with fire, on nuclear level, on a universal cosmos level, on an eternal realm level, on an earthly level, on a maybe even hell. You know, I mean, but this is the stupidity of these beings. That's why I've been known to say that a lot of the ancient order is a reprobate, meaning they ain't all there, and they're getting worse as time goes by. And the children are probably not going to be any different. Hopefully I'm wrong. I'm putting a lot of hope in the future and in the youth, the product, but you know, they need to be taught, and this is when you need to get them, because if the angels are going to fade out, then this is the time you need to teach your kid, you know, give them all the knowledge, you know, and hopefully they only absorb the good knowledge and leave out the rest of the trash. They got the best of you see. Me, I'm too busy, man. Right? Well, I'm not busy, but I'm too preoccupied and worried in my head what I need to do. I got stuff going on, man. I'm not looking for hand-me-downs or anything, but I'm trying to figure out, you know, what course of action do I need to take right now? What do I need to do? If the objective is to get divine, then I don't want to waste my years not getting divine and letting them go by when I can finish my tasks and trials right now. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out who I am too. I'm an Anglo. Am I a man? You see? Am I a little G or what? How do I get back to my original self? What am I waiting for? You see? Oh, you gotta worship this, worship that. Well, who's the right one to worship? You see? What if it's a goddess that I need to follow? I don't know, man. You see, everything's so crazy right now. I wonder what would happen to me if I died right now, honestly. Like, what would happen to my soul? What would happen to me? You see what I'm saying? Will somebody get cursed if they touched me? I don't know. I think the worst thing you could do right now is not stay armed, divinely protected. No matter what happens, you got to contemplate on what you can resonate with the most out of the scriptures, the 66 book canon Bible, because that was given to men, right? 666, man worship, whatever. So I resonate with the verse, new heavens, new earth, plural heavens, meaning new eternal realm, new cosmos, new earth, new hell, everything. So in case they do try to pull something, that I want to die with that in my heart, a new desire, upright living. And I'm sure these entities are that crazy enough to try to pull a fast one. But hopefully, you know, if the conscience would spark all over again, it would just do away with them, you see, or do something to them. So they're gonna have to bend over, as they say. They're gonna have to do things for us that they don't want to normally do. As much as it kills them inside, as much as jealous and envious that they are, as much pride they have to swallow, as much as frustration, as much as displeasure and bitterness. You know, and yeah, that's what it is. Whatever desired outcome or focus that you want, that's what you need to concentrate on. Because if these individuals deal in duality or more darkness, if you're dwelling on more light, then you have a promise there waiting for you no matter what happens. So anyway, that's all I got. This is for those with ears to hear, eyes to see, and the mind to comprehend what I'm saying. Alright, one love. But that doesn't mean you have to be in love with everybody. But try to keep the peace. Alright, shalom.